theme? You want to know what it's about? So does Lego. This theme has been a very confused mess of marketing and trying to be in touch with the kids. Some people think it's inspired by Fortnite. Some people think it's inspired by The Masked Singer. It's sort of a collaboration with Universal Music. It's got an AR app because Lego is convinced that children don't want to play with Lego unless it's somehow connected and compatible with their phones. It's kind of all a mess. And it's actually cancelled now as well, or sort of cancelled at least. I don't think the other wave of minifigures that were meant to be coming out for it are actually happening now. I think if they are happening, stores have the opportunity to cancel their orders. These sets I got for more than half price because Big W and Amazon were clearing them out like crazy. It's all just been a huge mess, and it's kind of sad because the theme has been a fantastic source of really beautifully detailed minifigures and pretty interesting creative concepts. There's like the candy people, there's the robot people, then there's like unicorns and dragons and like basically the furries, you know, just all these really interesting minifigures. There's the punk pirates. The idea is you build these little stages and then you can scan that into an app, and each of the tiles, well, hold on, I'll get to the tiles in a second. Then the minifigure comes alive and it becomes a little dancing dude, and you can record videos of them dancing. You can record music videos of them dancing using music from Universal Music. And then you can, in those videos, you can apply effects by touching one of these in the app. It scans these tiles into the app, and you can. There is bubble tea in Animal Crossing. This is huge, Darcy. Alert the media. I wish there was bubble tea in my hand right now. I did want to know that. Thank you, Darcy. So yeah, in the app, you touch on one of those, and it creates a It creates some effects depending on what the tile is that can be applied, and then it's included in the video or whatever. And then ultimately you can post the video to the Lego Video social network, and 24/7 8 Animal Crossing. It's not like I can actually drink it now. It's also, just so you know, Darcy is actually bigger into bubble tea than I am, I feel like. But yeah, it's just very strange. It's about making little music videos of minifigures dancing, and the idea is you can film yourself dancing with them. It's AR, but you can't post any videos that contain children in it to the social network thing. If you post it to the network, it has to get screened for moderation to make sure there's no children in it. But otherwise you can post it, and then other people can see it and like it or whatever. It's basically a whole bunch of misguided attempts to capture the youth, because Lego is convinced that children only want to play with their phones and not with Lego. The theme has no story. It is for kids, exactly. They're for kids. And they're like, hey kids, you can film yourself dancing with the minifigs like this, right? Like, that's what this is all about. You can look, you can dance with the minifigures, and look, you can post the videos, but not if you're in the video. Don't post the video if you're in the video. That's not okay. And also, it's aimed at kids ages 7+. And I don't know, do kids 7 years old have smartphones? Lovely. Do the kids you teach have smartphones? It's very strange, and it did not take off at all. It has not been successful. In fact, it's been rather unsuccessful, and they have now sort of soft cancelled it. They're saying that they're retooling it and that it will be back later. I'm not holding my breath. I don't suggest, Lovely, you stop breathing through your mouth either. It just, yeah, it isn't Okay, well that's unfortunate. If they're that young and they have smartphones, that sucks. My kids will be told that they're not allowed to have a smartphone until they've got all of their adult teeth. But that's just me. But yeah, it's. I feel like it hasn't been a very comprehensive answer for Basie, but in a nutshell, basically, it's kind of a mess. It is very confusing. There's all these minifigures, but they don't have real names. They're just like folk fairy beatbox or folk fairy and sing bot and bass bot and candy ballerina and blueberry guitarist. And the sets are just kind of random and all over the shop. Very interesting. And I think have a lot of really cool pieces and stuff. And especially cool minifigures. But Lego has shown time and time again that the thing that drives a theme's success the best is a story. Right? Like Ninjago has a story. Bionicle, which saved the company, had an amazing story. Stories make people care about things. Stories are what get people invested. The toy industry discovered this in the 80s with He-Man and G.I. Joe. If you give a kid a bunch of characters that they can buy separately from each other for $15 or whatever, and they give them a story that makes them care about those characters, those children and also me will feel compelled beyond any reasonable restraint to buy all of those characters. They must have them all because they care about them. Lego failed that with this. They tied it into an app that cost them so much money to make. And that cost then gets transferred into the sets. How much would you expect this set to be retail, knowing that that's what's in it? It's a capsule. You can put a butterfly on the back using Lego dots, and you get a couple of tiles. You get 12 tiles or something. 16 of them, actually. 16 tiles. How much would you expect that to cost? I'm asking just anybody, but mostly for Basie. Yo, you, hello, welcome in. Good to see you. This box here, price it for me. If you know what it actually costs, don't say, but yeah. I wanna know what the normies think. My kids don't get a smartphone until they're a teen. If they need a phone, they can have a phone because that's all they need, a phone for keeping in touch, exactly. That's really it. Shocking how many young kids have smartphones now. I'm only 19, but even I didn't get a phone until I was like 14, and that was a brick to be able to call my parents. Yeah, my first phone was a Nokia brick that was given to me when I was 13 so that I could call mum and dad when I was ready to get picked up from down the street or whatever. Right, so Corn says $20 to keep the kiddies amused for the afternoon of rot. Vic says I would say no more than $15. Fully expects it was probably 25 plus. Fabacy says $10 to $15. Right, so you would think it's $10 to $15. I need to remember exactly how much it was now. Let me check. I want to get the exact number. From lego.com.au if possible, but I'm not finding it. Trying to find the actual number. Oh my god. Okay, the recommended retail price of this was $25.99 Australian. $26.
What's in the box?
A ripoff. That's what, Barnstar.